Hi, this is Albert Yu of the Albert and Gloria Real Estate team at locationfirst.ca. Today I want to talk about how do you know you're working with the right agent. At the end of the day, to answer this question, it really comes down to trust, which is something that's very difficult to define, but I think all of us know what it is or when it's lacking. So honestly, if you're not getting a good feeling when you're working with your agent, I think that means there's a lack of trust, and therefore I would suggest that you find someone else if you can. But a definition of trust that I really like comes from Stephen Covey, the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He defines trust as having 2 components, character and competency. Obviously, character is something, again, that's really hard to, determine right away, and it takes time to look at. Therefore, I think one way of knowing if you're working with the right agent is to get a referral or a recommendation from a friend, family member, or coworker. And obviously, this has to be someone you trust. And if you can't get a recommendation or referral, then I encourage you to ask this agent for references. Ask them for at least 2 references, and ask them for a reference that's an existing buyer and someone they just bought a home for. And then ask this person questions about their character. Are they honest? Are they trustworthy? Would they use this person again? Obviously, competency, the other side of trust, is something that I think can definitely be determined if you ask enough questions. And I just want to emphasize, there are no dumb questions, just dumb answers. So I would say keep asking questions if you're not clear on the person's competency. And some questions to consider would be, what is their role, or how do they see their role as a real estate agent? Do they see themselves as a gatekeeper? I mean, they won't say that, but do they see themselves as someone who just has information, that just gives you information? Or do they see themselves as someone who gives you advice, someone who has knowledge and expertise that you can leverage off of? Also, ask them, obviously, if they're full-time or part-time, ask them what their availability is like. You should also consider asking them what is their approach. Do they work by referral? Because obviously someone who works by referral, which I do, so I'm a little biased, has a more long-term approach. You don't have to be afraid of them just selling you a home or buying a home and then disappearing, because they're really in it for the long haul. They want your referrals. But again, like I said, there is no list of how many questions you can ask. I would just keep asking questions until you're sure or until you're confident regarding the person's competency. Also, another question just thought of that you should ask is whether or not they specialize in a certain area. And I'll talk more about that in another video.